Hello and welcome to episode 86 of Let's Run Facebook Ads, the podcast with myself, Nick Boddington. Today we're going to be talking about lead forms and why you need to use a few of the techniques of the questioning to make it even better. And I'm going to prove it to you on this podcast. Let's get into it. Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Run Facebook Ads and welcome to the podcast. So we've been talking about lead ads for a while now. And you on a few episodes, if you haven't heard from it, I think it's a few episodes back, I was talking about the other questions you can ask. Now, there is a way now, as that podcast states, that when you go and build an instant form in the new ODAC system, so we call them an instant form, we call them a Facebook lead form. It's basically when you go to build a lead or a form in Facebook, so you're not sending someone through to a landing page. Okay, so they're not leaving Facebook, going to your landing page that you've built, especially to collect leads. We're doing this on Facebook. Reasons we do this, A, is the tracking is so out now that when someone actually clicks your ad, goes through to your website, fills in the form, even though we've been in tracking events and all this sort of stuff, it's not reporting back to Facebook well. You know, Facebook could say you've had 30 leads, you may have only had 12. Back in the day before the tracking issues, it was great because we could actually take people down a journey, and it was more likely that someone's going to fill in the form with good information if they're actually taking the time to go through your leads, your actual landing page lead form. We're starting to make it more about Facebook. Negative to Facebook in the past was that Facebook made it too easy for someone to fill in a lead. So it was also auto-filled with an email address, a telephone number, and a name. Problem is, the email address may have been when they first joined Facebook 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, whatever it might be. They've changed their email address, their phone number's changed, but they haven't updated Facebook. So that meant that when people were getting the leads through and they download the leads or have those leads going straight into our CRM, two options you can have. Facebook makes that really easy now, is that they'll be calling those leads and the telephone numbers will work or the email bounces back. So people like myself and other marketers were really taken away from wanting to use Facebook on Facebook leads. Times have changed. Facebook tracking, Facebook is now trying to figure out how it gets around the tracking, but with all the things going on in the digital world, it's becoming harder and harder to get that sorted. So marketers and Facebook are now talking about, let's try and keep people on the platform as long as possible. So we've been testing out lead forms more and more and more. The accuracy is getting better. Our clients are happier with the leads coming through. And that is on a basic level of just asking for email address, telephone number, and a name. Brilliant. How you can take this further is on the new ODAC system, which is when you go and build an ad and it drops down. When you go to actually build your ad, selecting your instant form, and you can build your instant form. And this is where I got a little bit lost. You only see this guaranteed if you build your instant form when building the ad. So you build your ad and then you go to select where the form would be, and you get the opportunity to create a new form. In there, you'll see a tag under questions, which allows a little tick box to say that you want to have the lead come through to you or not. If you go into your Meta Suite and you go to your instant forms and try and build it from there, you don't actually always see this little toggle, which is a very obvious toggle right where the questions are when you go to build the form. Click that toggle on and you'll see you can have multiple choice questions. And let's say so for an example, my client, let's get into it because I'm babbling on. My client basically collects information of people who want to invest in property. Okay, she's a property expert. So she gets people onto webinar, download her top tips, all this sort of stuff. We said to her, we've been looking at the results and she's getting a lot of people come through that she doesn't think are the right people. So okay, let's try something else. Let's try adding a couple of multiple choice questions based on their earnings, what they're prepared to invest with. And if we find that someone doesn't have enough money to invest with, then they get knocked out of the actual campaign. So they've seen an ad, hey, have you got money to invest and you want to invest in property? Click here. When they fill in the form, so they're interested, but when they click in the form, they have, how much money do you have to invest with? 0 to £5,000, 5 to £10,000, 10 to 25, and 25 plus. If they go to select A or B, it kicks them out. What I mean by that is their next page will be, hey, thank you for your inquiry, but on this occasion you don't qualify for going any further. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Go away. That's A and B. So we only want to get people who are 10 to 25,000 or 25,000 plus, because my client just hasn't, there's no need. She can't educate these people. They don't have enough money to invest. Okay. So we kick those people out. Now, just to give you an idea of what's been going on, I put £7.50 spend a day on the test, and I also had £7.50 on the original ad. The original ad, this is going over a 30-day basis. The original ad had 38 leads coming through at £3.53, and the new form asking those 2 questions came through at 16 leads at £4.66 a lead. So not too far out at all on the actual lead cost. Facebook hasn't spent as much. It spent £74.62 on the new form, and it spent £134 on the last one. The only reason it spent a bit more is because the original was running a bit longer on those days. So forget about the spend on this occasion. The lead cost was pretty much there. We've actually got £3.53 on the old one compared to £4.66 on the new one. And when I look at the information coming through, it's brilliant. I've got all their names, obviously, all their email addresses. I've got, out of those 16 leads, I've got 12 at 25,000 plus to invest, and the others at 10 to 25,000. I know that 7 of them have 3 or more properties, because the next question on there, which you can have multiple choice, but you can't have it kick anyone out. 3 or more properties was it, that I had 7 people select that. I had 1 select 2, I had another one select 1, and the other one said they don't have any properties. So what you can see now, as our clients are going to start building their database of people coming in inquiring, so what they're doing, they're coming in, they're getting their top tips, or they're watching the webinar, and then they're joining the email list, to which emails are starting to go out, and I think there's 25 automated emails going out to these people. But the good thing about this is most of, I would say 90% of the sales for her £500 product come from people who are in the email sequence. All I'm hoping now, which is the next part of the test, is as we're getting these new leads coming through where we know they've got money to invest, means that they're more likely to buy her product on how to invest, rather than someone who's window shopping, gets to the product offering, goes, I haven't got any money to invest anyway, so I'm not going to spend £500 on the course. But these people have money to invest. They want to learn more, or they need to learn more. I would say people with 3 properties want to learn more. People who have none need to learn more, or need to learn about how to invest in property. This is a brilliant technique. We're testing out on other clients, so I'm going to be jumping in with these short little podcasts on what my results are. If you're into lead generation and you're sending them to a landing page, definitely try on Facebook lead forms, instant forms, and definitely try these multiple choice questions with the first question. Doesn't have to be the first question. You're just only allowed to have 1 question to kick them out or keep them into your lead generation. Could be question 2, could be question 3. You might want to say how many properties do you have on question 1, how much do you have invested in your next property, might be a qualifying of 25 plus. If they don't answer that, they get kicked out. Either way, whichever one you want to do, have a look at it, and we'll go from there. Brilliant. I hope you enjoyed this one. Take care. See you on the next. Bye-bye.